Hey y'all, in this video we're going to see a hike up Sabino Canyon to the summit of Mt Lemmon in the Santa Catalina Mountains north of Tucson, Arizona during a heavy monsoon rain season, although not quite rainy a day. Net elevation gain is over a mile, with even more than that of total uphill. All Trails thinks we went over 18 miles. Maybe. And you'll actually see video from two hikes right here. One from an exploratory hike I did, mostly just the Sabino Canyon area. And then another hike later I went with others to the summit. So here are the Catalinas on a sunny day, and there's Mt Lemmon right there. And here's what it can look like in a monsoon. Rain falling arbitrarily in high density. And here we are in the middle of a monsoon storm. But of course we chose.
Hi.
Hi. A sunny day for our adventure. It actually took two trips. The first one I just went to Sabino Canyon. And notice you can get a ride on a tram if you're late enough the day and you pay money for a certain section of it. But what's the fun in that? We walked from the parking lot, even along the paved area. Beautiful area, by the way. Saw some wildlife. Some of this is from my previous solo hike through just the canyon area. Tried to film that deer without scaring it, but it spooked as soon as it saw me looking at it. Turned out there was more than one of them. Guess I should get a zoom lens sometime, but if you look there, you can see them running up the mountainside. Out away from the wash. And there are bigger creatures out here too, but I haven't seen any of these with my own eyes, luckily enough. Now down Sabino Canyon's a well-developed area. They even go to the effort of making nice mile markers for us while we're going up the road. This is way more water than the last one I was here. There was no flowing water sound here at all, but it's been raining like crazy in Tucson. And so it's a lot of water today. In fact, I might have to ford some water up further. Wouldn't be surprised with a little bit. Yeah, it's more than a little bit. So time to take our shoes off. We didn't bring shoes that we ought to get wet, although in the end we got our shoes wet anyway, as you'll see. Ow, this hurts my stupid feet. My feet are soft, comfort feet. Ow. Baby feet, I might say. By the way, don't ever do this. The official word is that don't go into water of any size by feet, any running water. I think I'm turning upstream into it a little bit smarter. But this officially isn't safe and we shouldn't be doing it. Okay, that was our first little adventure. I think we had some bravery because we saw other people doing it first. Little trickle of water. We saw a lot of larger and smaller trickles along the way. Quick glance is what the canyon looks like at this point. And there's the river down there. We crossed it 9 times when we hadn't really prepared in advance for doing that properly. Here's the end of the paved area. 3.7 miles from the parking lot. And the dirt trail starts back here. A lot of names you can apply to a place. Even through a lot of these early trails, there's nice plaques telling you which way to go. So watch for those. Eventually, though, we had to rely on rock piles called cairns. Look down on the end of the paved road. Start early enough, you get some more shade. And here's an example of long, steady strides versus fast strides. I prefer the long and steady like I'm showing here when I want to be sustainable for a long period of time. I'm not in fantastic shape. I just get by. Look carefully on this thing here. Coronado National Forest or Odom land. Ah, and here we have prickly pear, or tuna in Spanish. Prickly pears are very popular here. And there's some saguaro fruit split open. You can see the flowers on the other one over there that haven't split open yet. It's called ocotillo, or ocotillo in gringo speak. They're just spiny most of the year, but they go leaves when it rains more. Not even dead. And these are beautiful. It's hard to catch them when they're in bloom. And centipede. And I ain't never seen one of these things. Another example of wildlife you can find on the trail. This thing actually tried to get in my backpack later when I wasn't paying attention. It was sneaky on me. I think it smelled my food. They're venomous. They hurt a lot when they bite. That's what I hear. That thing is longer than my hand. I haven't been bit by one myself. So the first time I ever saw one, I haven't seen one again since. But I've heard other people seen them more than I have. I think it's so awesome. Just don't want it on me. Here's some water I saw on my first trip up, left over from a previous rain. Hadn't been as much rain as during our second trip we're taking, where we walked all the way up to the top. Look carefully here, you can actually see running water from a waterfall. We saw other waterfalls along the way too. Here's water pouring down the mountainside from recent rains. Can leave stagnant pools behind until those dry out. And our trail goes that way.
I mean, this is very clearly a transverse canyon. Canyon we can walk up.
I think that's the main river down there. And we're going to be going off that direction. For the moment, at least. Down, get into a wash area. This right here. There's clearly no water here. Is from the previous hike. Here's what it looks like dry. And the gray mud might be from ashes from the fire the previous year. I'm not expert by any means, but I'm suspicious that's why it's so gray. And here is when we're hiking up the mountain for our full hike. A little more water to deal with.
Which goes all the way over here, which we don't want to do.
Yeah, we are definitely going box camp trail. Okay.
Wait, where's...
There's the Palisade Trail. It goes way over here. Box Camp Trail goes right here.
So Palisades is more out of the way?
Yes.
So, going box camp trail number 22. That way. After all, it turns out. We could jump across here, we don't want to. It turns out we had to cross flowing water. We jumped and or walked through it. My camera's getting shaky here. I managed to accidentally change a setting. So I apologize for us the way up. Some beautiful yucca flowers here. Right here. Very nice. Oh, and a beetle on it too. Look at that. There's a little bit of wildlife right there on our plant. Of course, flowers are wildlife too. Where does this trail go? Does the trail turn that way, or is that just runoff area? Well, the way you know is because there actually are maintained trails to some extent. And we have rock piles. People keep up so we know which way we're going. This is the right way. So we can see the city now. We're high enough up.
There's no way we're not at least 5,000.
The trail's still going that way, is it? Yeah. Okay. Those natural stacked rock towers are just amazing looking. The scenery right here is so fantastic. Even if uphill requires some serious exertion for people like me. No water flowing down. All the water is orange around here. Here's our fresh views of the city. More view than ever so far. Had some shade for a while. There's our clouds. They're going to be not cloud friends temporarily again. Going through our water faster than we thought we were, and it's been a little bit steeper and harder than we thought it would be. But we think we can make it to the highway still, and the highway's closer than the way we came. So we're planning to keep forging uphill, pushing uphill. It might be the observatory and the peak right there, but we're not really near it. We're not really walking toward it at the moment either. Good news is we're in the shade. Got a cloud up above. You can see how far the shadow goes to. It's actually sprinkling a tiny bit, which I think is going to be good for us. Starting to see some pine trees here. The bird? Okay. I didn't know. Got a good view of the Rincons from here. We got Mica Mountain and Rincon Peak. Tanque Verde Peak right over there. I've only been to 2 of those 3 peaks though. 3 now since the previous hike. Now it's raining. I brought a plastic bag. I could use it as a poncho if I wanted to. I'm not sure if I want to. Maybe I should. Maybe we'll get cold later. Consider the hot we've been. The rain did feel good. You can see where it's sunny still right over there. Now it's raining again. We have greater risk for flood on our trail. Probably a little bit wet by now, but it's nice not to be overheated anymore. It's also nice that the trail's flatter here. We had been climbing probably about 1,000 feet per mile for a while, but we have less than 1,000 feet to go till we get to the highway now of climb. Now a while back there we just actually skipped following the trail at one point because it had us going right through a deep section of that water. We're going to try to avoid getting too close to that. There's still flash flood risk. That looks like it's flooding now, but I'm sure we could have sudden walls of water come hit us hard if we're not careful. But our shoes did get totally soaked. Just saying. Let's cross that. I'm not sure we should. Might have to go up that way instead. No, we crossed that. And I can't still hardly believe that someone came through here ever in the past and blazed this whole trail. And put these rocks in place and all kinds of things to maintain it. Seems like a lot of work. Now we have mist over there in the valley below us. And quite a gap still to the peak. We're going to go to it. It's not much above our level. Maybe 1,000 feet or more. Might be some downhill to get there though. Might be Summerhaven over there. We made it to the highway. We are on Odom land. I approve this message. Thank you. Yes, I will take that water. Here we're hoping that hiking along the power lines, which is less than pristine wilderness area, will save us walking along the highway for 1.5 miles. So, doing something in a lush. Oh, good. I get to walk through this. I didn't know it was coming up. I'm not going to try to get around it, I don't think. You can possibly skirt it on that side. My feet are soaked. Oh, okay. You're right. This works better. Feels like such a lush, verdant forest here. When really it's semi-arid here as well, you know what I mean? At the moment, it does not feel that way. I feel like we're in
Maybe like Oregon.
Oregon, yeah, it could be Oregon at the moment. Oh, look at that awesome bridge up ahead. Moss growing on the rocks. Not like either of us have ever been to Oregon. Okay, I need to figure out where we are again. I'll look at the phone. I really don't know which direction to go here even. Maybe left. I don't know for the butterfly trailhead yet or not. And if some of this is getting onto the butterfly trailhead. Actually, Sunset Trail we're looking for. That's how much work we're doing. I'm at the trail here. So, here's a map of everything. And we started down here behind this leave no trace sign of the parking lot area. Came along here, hiked along there, up Box Camp Trail, up Box Camp Trail ahead, cut across over here. Now we're at Sunset Trailhead. So we plan to come across there, up into Summerhaven, and across over to Mt Lemmon. Didn't quite go that way. And that's the trail. So that's the direction we're going. This is a gorgeous view. Then we hiked up on the other side of that set of mountain, that ridge over there though. This is a Marshall Gulch parking lot, and clearly it's a popular place. We're going to take that road north into Summerhaven, I think, because that's going to be the most effective way to get to Mt Lemmon with the trail closures, because even very nearby here, there are closed trails. Hit Carter Canyon Road. There's Summerhaven up ahead. And we're going to go that way. Backs up down Miners Ridge Road. Mt Lemmon Realty, you can buy something up there. But I'm thinking there's still a way this way, although I don't have the overhead view. No, turns out it was private property that way. Back here to Miners Ridge Road. So there's some other towers up there.
Yeah, it's from Mount Bigelow.
Mount Bigelow?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. And there's some nice private property down there in the valley. We're both sort of beat. And we just heard some thunder. There's our storm clouds. There's storm clouds behind me even. There was thunder. We'll see if we have more lightning series or not. We need to still go quite a ways that way. So that's the north side of the Catalinas, that direction. I just came up a Killer Hill. On the top of this Killer Hill, we can see the peak with the observatory right there. A lovely double rainbow that direction. One much better than the other. We're getting so close. We are up here at Radio Ridge now. There's Sabino Canyon we hiked along earlier today. To me, that is a fantastic view right there. Those pretty red flowers, honeysuckles or whatever they are. I didn't think through this well enough that the ski hill road's available. Want to go around it?
That sign can't stop me because I can't read.
This is the end of the road. I think they mean it. So, I guess this is the Sky Center. And I guess this is the peak as far as we're going to be able to do it. This is the top of Mt Lemmon. And maybe we could have gone around the fences to a slightly higher point, but this did the job. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe. Plan to do a variety of things on this channel.